Attention! Michael's Wednesday Game Day rants are not reviews and may contain spoilers. You have been warned. Ever long for the days of PlayStation 2 when action games reigned supreme? Ever want games like Chaos Legion, Psy Girls, or Gungrave to make a return? Do you love booting up your old consoles, but wish those older titles were reimagined with a fresh coat of paint and maybe a few tricks up their sleeves? Do you want a game like Gungrave, but on your latest gaming rig? Well, you're in luck, my friend, because somebody made a game just like that, and it's called Gungrave G.O.R.E. I'm Michael. It's Wednesday, so that means it must be game day. Let the game rant begin. Gungrave had two great games on PlayStation 2, Gungrave and Gungrave Overdose. They were stylish and frantic and had the iconic Grave with his massive coffin weapon slung on his back to add to the cool factor. I own both those games, but I've since bequeathed nearly all my PlayStation 2 titles to my sons. The move was shocking to them. I remember my youngest asking if I meant to do harm to myself. I laughed and said no. I was just downsizing for the move to a new place. I enjoyed giving them my collection because I knew they enjoyed games as much as I did. They've collected and played games ever since I can remember, and I know those games are now in good hands. I tell you all this because honestly, I can't remember much of those two PlayStation 2 games, so I won't ramble on too long about them. I will say that in 2019, I heard Gungrave was coming back, and I got really excited. I nearly borrowed the old games just to play them in anticipation of this new entry, but my hopes were dashed when it was revealed this new game was a VR-only affair. Gungrave VR. Oh, man, look, I'm not into VR, and I'm not about to fork over all that money just to play one game. So I moved on, and when I heard Gungrave G.O.R.E was coming out, I held my breath. Was it another VR game? Would I ever get to play a new entry of this glorious franchise on an actual console? Then I heard this entry was not VR, and my heart skipped a beat. There was a cool trailer, but not much gameplay to go on, and it was just sort of a B-tier game that gets my blood pumping. You know how I like those. I'm not sure why, but games that come out that aren't AAA or overly hyped by the masses gets me really excited. I just love to play games that aren't as well known or loved. It's kind of a weird quirk of mine, and it's one that I've had ever since the PlayStation 1 days. So, what to my surprise happens? A week before launch, I overhear it's coming to Game Pass. I'm not sure if it was during one of the Rockin' Warrior streams or one of her podcasts. By the way, go sub to her and give her a watch. She's an amazing upcoming YouTuber talent. And her fiance are very knowledgeable about games. So when the game came out on Game Pass, I downloaded it and started playing. I haven't gotten far, and the recording that you're watching while you're listening to this was literally the first time I booted up the game. I do get better, I think. Anyways, as you play Gungrave, you're taking out bad guys. I mean, what's more do you need to know about? You have this awesome guns, and you blast away the bad guys, and you have this badass coffin that you're towing at enemies and even batting missiles back at the foes. Boom! It's really fun. Oh yeah, and you have this cool hook shot where you snare enemies, pull them to you, and then disembowel them when they're really close. Fun, frantic, frenetic. Those are just some of the ways that I would describe this. It's just a great time. I would say this is mindless fun, but I'm sure some people play these games with tact and skill. I just go in guns blazing and have fun till I die. I'm not one to get too serious into these types of games, and I don't try to play them to completion. If I ever get more time, I may invest in learning all the intricacies and mechanics, all the nuances, but for right now, I just have way too many other hobbies and items to consume. Books to read, movies to watch, and of course, rants to write. And I just like these types of games to get all that stress out. Unlike Marsupilami, which is relaxing fun, this is brutal and visceral fun. You need a good game workout, as well as a yoga type experience, if that makes sense. Think of it this way. Marsupilami is you contemplating the sound of one hand clapping, whereas Gungrave is you going on a roller coaster. Both are fun and both are relaxing, but in totally different ways. So I'm really not the kind of person that you should ask for, if this is the best of this kind of genre, or does the mechanics hold up through the duration. All I can say is that enemies sometimes get too close and it's hard to fight them. They kind of swarm, which isn't terrible, but when you're hung up on something like a railing or a corner, it's a little too close for comfort and can get deadly. The camera doesn't always play nice, and I seem to remember these types of games never had the best cameras. I feel that if you have a little leniency on these types of games, you'll do a much better time with them. They aren't the top of the line games, and they're sort of guilty pleasures that you pull out every once in a while and treat yourself to a nice action galore. I could totally understand people's disappointments if they paid full price for this one. But since it is on Game Pass, and it probably will go on sale at some point in the near future, I do say give this one a look. Some notes. Developed by Iggy Mob and published by Prime Matter in Plano, Gungrave G.O.R.E was launched on November 22nd, 2022, and is available for Microsoft Windows through Steam, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 4 and 5. My thoughts are based on playing the Game Pass version on Xbox Series X, and the video was captured on Series X using OBS. Final thoughts. Gungrave is definitely worth a download if you have Game Pass. I wouldn't fork over $50 for it, but if it wasn't on Game Pass, I think I would probably buy this for $30 or maybe $25. It sounds like a reasonable price for all the fun and entertainment to be had at this game. Hey, it could be worse. It could have been a $70 game and no Game Pass. Pick it up on sale if you like these sort of action games, or download it on Game Pass and give it a try. No sense coughing up the money if you can play it for free, you know what I mean? Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. For more videos, please click the links above.